What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at Door Kickers 2 Task Force North, one of my very favorite games of all time and one that I've been playing quite a bit here on the channel over the last year or so. And most of you guys have seen me play it before, but it's extremely interesting because here we try to play it in an authentic and realistic way. It's not always possible because it is a game, but it's one of those games where you can attempt to apply the fundamentals of doctrine and tactics, especially close quarters battle, and those fundamentals being speed, surprise, and violence of action. You can tweak little things within your play style and your tactical planning to learn about tactical decision making and apply those things in the game. It's an absolute blast to do that. The game itself is available for purchase over on my game store at nexus.gg/controlledpairsgaming. But before we get started today, I'm excited to share with you guys that I actually just got back from my very first tactical games competition. The tactical games, if you're not familiar with it, is a marksmanship competition that's sort of blended with a fitness competition. It's almost like CrossFit meets, USPSA or one of the other common shooting competitions. And I had a blast. It was fun. I hung with the pack. The fitness level was extremely high. The marksmanship standards were extremely high, and I learned a ton in the process. And I think it's fitting, since I'm bringing up the tactical games, to mention one of my very favorite sponsors of the channel. NeoMag has been a sponsor of mine for quite some time. They make phenomenal everyday carry products with convenience and ergonomics in mind. The first thing I got to recommend to you guys from NeoMag is the Sentry Strap. The Sentry Strap is this little thing you see right here. It's just a little strap that uses Velcro to attach to the upper receiver of your rifle and then uses a magnet to secure your sling. Right now, I've got it staging this slingster on my M4 V7 SLW. This is the Daniel Defense rifle that I took to the tactical games over the weekend. Have not even cleaned it yet. It is so dirty and disgusting. But the NeoMag Sentry Strap was critical while I was at the tactical games. I took a huge road trip there, had to have my weapons stored in a super organized way. It made sense to have this sling staged while I was traveling in my truck. When I got there were certain stages that required a sling. There was others that didn't. And then there was also stages that required a sling to be nice and neat like this, so I could grab and manipulate my rifle easily, but then quickly sling it and begin moving from, barricade to barricade or start moving over a long distance. And what this thing does is, because it's magnetic, all you have to do is pull out and away, and it immediately defeats that strap. And then you can sling this thing over your head, and you can get to moving and you can get to working. So awesome little piece of kit, whether it's for an airsoft gun, whether it's for a truck gun, a safe gun, whatever the case may be. It makes sense to have something like this anytime you're going to be using a sling with a rifle. And what NeoMag is probably best known for is what is their original NeoMag clip, and this thing is phenomenal. If you carry a firearm to protect yourself or your family or your community, this little original NeoMag clip is critical to increasing your capability as you're out and about doing your business. And all you have to do is take your pistol magazine. This is just a standard Glock OEM Glock 19 mag, and it clips right onto there, and that's just a magnetic clip. You use this clip to secure it inside your pocket. It's super nondescript. It's very discreet. You can add an extra magazine to your everyday carry, increase your capability, and it's actually extremely sturdy, phenomenal little piece of kit. Highly recommend you guys check out NeoMag. There's a promo code down in the description below. If you use that, you get 10% off over on their website, and it also helps out the channel. I appreciate you guys for considering doing that. Now let's get to today's video. Today's mission is called Double Rush. Double Rush is a hostage rescue. The briefing informs us that there are 5 hostages scattered across this map. We have visual confirmation of 4 of them originally, so we have a 5th hostage that is not yet accounted for. The briefing also advises us to attempt to take down both of those hostage rooms simultaneously because they are mutually supporting, meaning that they have clear line of sight back and forth. If we are compromised in one structure, we can expect to also be compromised in another structure. This is going to be insanely difficult. Hostage rescues in Door Kickers are always hard, and this one really cranks up the stakes. We have to assume that there's likely executioners standing by in these rooms. Executioners and Door Kickers, when they spot you, they hear you, you're compromised, will immediately move to and execute the hostages, causing you to fail the mission. To accomplish this operation, we're given a total of 8 dudes. I've divided them into 2 fire teams. I could choose to bring the CIA or the SWAT guys. I'm choosing to go with the usual Ranger assault force that we tend to bring here, just because the complex nature of this hostage rescue and the requirement that we be extremely fast, violent, and also quiet for as long as possible. So the Rangers bring a little bit of a mix of capabilities that can hopefully help us achieve those objectives. Our 2 fire teams are split on either structure. Down here, the fire team leader is our homie Drummer. And our assaulters are all running Mark 18s. We've got 3 assaulters and 1 grenadier down here. Of note, special equipment that we brought, we have a breacher shotgun. We also have a spy camera because we do want to try and stay quiet. That breacher shotgun is so if we do get compromised, we can start blasting through these locked doors to make our way over here to the hostage room as fast as possible. In the event that we are compromised, we have to beat the executioner to the gun, for lack of a better term. Up here we have 2 assaulters. I've got Philly as the fire team leader, Minnow backing him up. Everyone over here is also running Mark 18, so this is just a 10.3 inch, short barreled CQB rifle in 5.56. And as you guys all know, Mark 18 is kind of my jam. And in addition to our assaulters with Mark 18s, we brought Grover Rover with the M110 SAS. The idea here is I think these guys can probably get into this structure faster than these guys can get over here. So if at any point we're hard compromised, I'm going to have these guys hard clear, get a foothold in this room, and I'm going to try to get Grover in this window or this window. So, in extremis, he can take long shots across the way to try to protect these 3 hostages. So Grover hopefully won't be put in that position, but he could be, and so we have him ready to do that if required. I also got a spy camera over here and 3 slap charges, and then there's the breacher shotgun with Philly, so I've got similar methods of breaching. Anytime you go into a close quarters battle or an urban combat environment, you want to make sure you have multiple methods of breaching, whether they be ballistic, meaning a shotgun to blast through doors, explosive, meaning a charge that you can set on a door to blow through it, wall charges that'll get you through a door, or mechanical, just kicking the damn thing, using a pry bar, using various mechanical breaching tools to get through doors, locks, walls, and what have you. I don't have any wall shots today. I'm being a little bit careful about how we plan to use explosives because we know there is another hostage somewhere on this map, and we don't want to accidentally blow a wall charge and then end up killing that hostage because he's in a position where he would become collateral damage. If we start looking around, obviously 2 mutually supporting compounds across the street from one another. It is nighttime. Can't yet tell if these street lights are on or not. We do see that the lights are on in this room. The lights are on in this room. We've got electrical right here, so if we want to make it dark, we can. The problem is getting there quietly, killing the fuse box is going to take some time, and I have a feeling we would likely be compromised before we are able to accomplish that, but nonetheless, we may give it a go all the same. I have a feeling this one's going to take a couple of tries just because of the nature of it and how difficult it looks, but we will do our best to do it on our first time. I've never played this before. This is a blind look. So what am I thinking for the plan? I'm thinking I'm going to move with these guys first, and I'm going to have them probably pull these curtains down, kill people in this room, get into this room quietly, try to kill the fuse box, maintain security on this door, work this direction, hold short right here while pulling rear security, and then we're doing a selective clearance. Remember in CQB we talked about deliberate and selective clearance. Deliberate clearance meaning you're deliberately and slowly potentially clearing every single unknown space in a structure to make sure it's completely free and clear of bad guys. And selective clearance meaning you prioritize a specific objective and you clear everything you need to get to that objective. Well, it's pretty clear in a hostage rescue. The objective is the hostages, so we're going to launch those hostages as hard and as fast as we can so that we can get to them before they are executed by bad guys near them. So I'm all staged here in the hallway right outside of this room. That's going to be my trigger to start pieing this corner, killing any guards that are out here, hopefully quietly, still suppressed without becoming compromised, and then moving on foot. The challenge here, again, is I don't have means of getting in quietly. That's the one drawback of bringing the Rangers. I'm either going to have to kick a door, I'm going to have to blast a door with a shotgun or an explosive breach. I think here I'm going to end up having to go explosive, launch to this room as fast as I can, launch to this room as fast as I can, get into this hostage, clear and secure, clear this room, make sure there's no hostage in there. When we start thinking about where that extra hostage might be, it's strange to me that they would keep him separate. So I'm thinking he's probably right here. I don't see much additional seating over here, although he could be like in a corner or something like that. But I don't see like a cell space or an interior locked door. There it is. There's an interior locked door. So potential hostage room right here as well, but that's going to be a secondary objective. Yeah, so that's kind of the plan. We'll see how this one goes. We'll definitely play it back at the end so you guys see that silky smooth replay as always. This is going to be a tough one. We're going to try and do it right. First thing we're going to do is come over here and we're going to stick a camera under this door to get an idea of what in the hell is going on. We've got good security external. Over here we got pretty decent security external. It does indeed look like you can pie this from external. So we'll hold that angle. Also come over here and pull rear security, make sure we've got security in all directions at all times. I'm going to back this guy up off the window a little bit, maintain security on those windows in case someone throws that down. We've got one mover inside. That's a grunt insurgent, so at least one enemy in there with our hostages. He's moving, so now we know that there's probably enemy patrolling. I didn't do a lot of enemy analysis prior to this because I wanted to get right into the action. And because enemy analysis is difficult, we don't see a lot of indicators of an enemy signature except for the hostages themselves. There's not a lot of weapons and stuff laying around. I do see like a tipped over bookshelf or something. This could be like makeshift weapon storage, but nothing that, like, when I looked at it, you know, just prior to hitting record, that really jumped out at me as saying, hey, this is something we need to be wary of. All right, let's get this camera under here. Camera's under there. This is clear. Still have the challenge of trying to get into there quietly. I think I'm going to leave that camera under there. I'm going to bring JR over, who's this Spartan 1. So my best shooter is Drummer and JR. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring Drummer over, or excuse me, JR over right here. I'm going to have him knock this down, and then I'm going to maintain rear security, and I'm going to maintain that. I'm going to have Drummer here get ready to blast into this room. So this is our first potential place where we might be compromised, and just because I know how dangerous it is, I'm actually going to bring that second shooter over, drop in rear security briefly, but I got a good compound wall out here securing me. Still not moving up here quite yet because we haven't been compromised. Remember, I think it's going to take me less time to get through here than it is to get through all of this. The goal is a simultaneous breach of this room and this room. Making a little bit of noise, still breaking some glass, pulling down drapes. It's going to be quieter than blowing through that door. I got an open door here. Shooter, shooter, shooter. These guys, I'm telling them they don't need to be quiet anymore. So no reason to go quiet. Let's get these guys dead before they can kill us. I want you to shoot him. I want you to shoot him. I want you to shoot him. I want you to maintain that. We went loud briefly. They got a small burst of freaking machine gun fire off. So we have been compromised, but in this game, sometimes it can be kind of tricky. You never know exactly how those kind of, confrontations are going to go, whether or not that hard compromise is going to be quite as hard as you would expect in real life. I'm going to move this dude over. He's going to maintain security on this breach. We're going to start getting assaulters in this window as fast as possible. As soon as he's here, he's going to move over to this corner. Watch this. This man's going to get in. They're going to get this done at a run. This dude's going to get in. Hold right here. We don't need this. We'll leave it for now. Everything in this game feels like, I want them to be able to teleport. We're struggling to move as fast as we need to accomplish what we are setting out to do, which is save these hostages. And because there was some gunfire, I'm going to start creeping forward over here. I think I'm going to do a two-man, kind of like a high-low pie. Put one right there, one right there. Try to keep them from blocking each other's field of fire too much. Start getting this courtyard cleared out. Once that's cleared out, we'll go ahead and move and stack and stand by the breach. So we know there's one bad guy behind that door. We've got 2 engagements ongoing over here. Still quiet though. Make that 3. We're going to keep pieing this. Have one pie short, one pie long. Everyone else start choking up. These guys are getting inside. Open breach here. Open breach here. Good security on that door. We're going to go ahead and get him in. Have him push up to here. I need to maintain this corner for now. These dudes have to hustle. All right, over here I heard one additional engagement right there. That's good. I'm gonna have him take this hard corner. These guys clear long. Shooter. Shooter here. All right, we do definitely have to hustle. Pull rear security here. Watch this door. I'm gonna have him pause for 1 second. get Spartan 1 in the lead. Spartan 1 will pull long. Drummer will come over here. Spartan 1 will push past this door. Drummer will end up coming in here, taking this room. We're going to go ahead and kill that light box. We're going to collapse to here, maintaining security on this, pine it off as we move. That should protect all of our flanks. Okay, looking good. Good external security here. We're going to start sliding up to the breach. I'm going to maintain long so they can exit here. They can exit here. We've got good security from Philly on this door. That means the rest of the dudes can move over here and stack. We have one mover in here. We're able to see him because there's like a camcorder right there. That's why you see that wedge. So that's why we're able to see him move. So we still haven't seen an executioner in this room, but that's the second time we've seen a grunt insurgent moving. It's just worth noting because it's going to affect our decisions as we get closer to it. All right, we're dark. We have a huge advantage now with night vision in this structure over here. Still don't have the advantage, but we aren't yet compromised in the same way that we are down here, right? Down here, we're fishing. We're fighting in someone's house. Up here, we're just killing people outside. They don't quite have the same level of detailed awareness on our situation. This structure, this area over here in the kitchen isn't completely clear, but remember, we're doing selective clearance, so I'm incurring some risk by not clearing the rest of it. I'm assuming some of it's clear. I got to be mindful of it, make sure we have decent security as we work through it. Same is true down here. So there's totally a possibility that there's a hostage in here. I'm choosing not to clear that right now because I'm so, keen on getting over here and getting these guys out safely. So what are we going to do? We're going to start collapsing the rest of the team. We will maintain kind of a rear security posture to a certain extent here. Get these guys outside as fast as possible. Another mover over here. I'm not sure if that's the same guy or not. This guy's going to button hook. This guy's going to go long. This is a technique that we call running the rabbit. Typically, when you run the rabbit, you run one guy out. He pulls short just beyond the apex or the corner of the threshold. Another guy goes long, so that first guy is, designed to actually take the shot. The second guy is designed to create lateral movement and cause hesitation and poor marksmanship from the target that's deep. In this case, my guy going deep is actually going to hold deep while he moves because we have this entire structure down here that isn't yet clear. Near guy's going to have to worry about this door. Everyone else is going to choke up. I'm going to have one hold doorway. This dude hold doorway as well. We're clearing the hallway, so I'm moving now to stack in preparation for the breach to enter. And I'm giving up a little bit here, maintaining rear security. There's that rear security element. Now we're gonna, there's that same mover in there, man. All right, over here we're gonna start moving towards setting the breach. I think the move here is gonna be to go explosive, so I am gonna go ahead and put a charge on this door. Anytime a breacher is working on the door as number 1 man, you always give them a number 2 man to pull security on the door. The idea here is that if they're making noise, they're fumbling through a door, and a bad guy opens that door or fires through that door, he's got near security with a gun in his hands rather than a charge or a breaching tool to provide close security and keep his buddy safe. I'm starting to cheat up. Here we go. Starting to cheat up a little bit so that I've got our buddy Philly up here, who's our best shooter on the team and the team leader, a little bit closer to the fight, but I still want to, be aware of this. He'll eventually come up here and enter with the rest of the fire team as a member of that stack for that entrance and that clearance to perform that hostage rescue. There's a grunt insurgent right there. We are going to go ahead and get an explosive charge on this door. Same thing goes. This time we've got a little bit of cross coverage, so I've got one on the door. I've got rear security. We're in a hallway. We know hallways are dangerous. Charge is set here. We want to achieve a simultaneous breach. Charge is set here. We'll go ahead and choke up. I'm running these guys into position. All right, I'm going to set this explosive breach to the alpha go code down here. I'm going to also set it to the alpha go code In addition to that, I'm going to put a bang in. Anytime you put a bang in, you don't want to do it with the number 1 man if you can help it. Trying to get an angle where I can get that bang high and into the center of the room where it's most likely to have the most desired effect. That looks like a good spot there. That's going to be the Bravo go code. Over here, man in the best position to throw that bang. Only has smokes, classic. But it'll be right here. That bang is also going to be on the Bravo go code. And over here, we're going to enter and clear this structure, but we got to be in this room immediately afterwards or we're going to lose that hostage. So we got to be extremely, extremely careful. And I have not put a snake under that door, which is an opportunity that I missed earlier in our planning. But what we're going to do here is actually trigger the Bravo go codes first so that that dude with the flashbang in his hand can start taking out of his kit and throwing it. And we're actually going to detonate the charges as that flashbang is on the way, so it flies straight through the door. This is just a silly little door kicker's trick, but it's effective when you don't screw it up. So here we go. Bravo, flashbang's coming out, so he's already winding up right there. Up here, you can see him winding up. Here comes the explosive breaches in 3, 2, 1.
Go.
I got an explosive breach accomplished down here. I saw that bang go out up here. That bang. We do have a shooter in the middle of the room. That's why our number 1 man has his gun up. We have 2 shooters in the middle of the room. One of them is an executioner. So we got super, super lucky. That executioner would otherwise be hauling ass to kill this hostage. Let's see how this unfolds. We have an executioner and a... Jesus, that's a freaking executioner there. There's a suicide bomber next to our hostages and an additional suicide bomber right there. So we're going to have to get extremely lucky here. I'm going to go ahead and step across this fatal funnel, which is extremely dangerous. I'm taking fire here in the breach, but Minnow's got to get executioner dead. That bang went off. It stunned the suicide bomber, maybe long enough to prevent him from detonating. So we're going to go ahead and make entry. Anytime you make entry into a complex room like this, the idea is to give the guy with the best situational awareness the first entry into the room. In this case, the best situational awareness is Beej Feej. He can see most of the room from his perspective on, this side of the doorway. He can also see that suicide bomber when he's going to enter. He's going to enter and he's going to take the long wall. He's not going to cross this additional threat area, and he is going to prioritize the engagement of this suicide bomber and hopefully be able to do it on the move, in the dark, under nods, under fire, moving laterally to kill a suicide bomber on the move. Number 2 man is going to come in and protect his rear. In this case, we do have an open threat immediately behind him. So as soon as this guy comes in, he is going to watch that flank, and then he's actually going to freaking hold it, I think. Just based off of, the threat of this room and potentially a counterattack coming from there. So I see that as a significant threat and more important than him collapsing the rest of the sector because we've already seen much of this space. The next threat is going to be this door down here. Remember, we still have 1 hostage that we have not yet accounted for. Our number 3 man in this case is going to be JR. JR is going to take this wall here. He'll hold short, pull security this way. Our 4 man will end up coming in this way and taking up what would have otherwise been that second sector from Spartan 1 Actual. So hopefully that achieves everything we need to. As soon as that's done, we got to start hunting for our 5th hostage. I was really hoping to catch him in there. This room's looking good. We still need to get in here freaking immediately. Grover's not going to end up entering this room because he's got that long gun. I've got 20 rounds and an injured Minnow right here. Minnow's going to come up, boot this door. He's going to do that with Fluffy right behind him. Fluffy will end up being right over his shoulders. That door comes in. Philly will end up being our 3 man. Grover will end up pulling rear. All right, it's about to get squirrely. We do have a shooter here. That was that risk, right? Yeah, there was just enough dead space there. That looks good. We have an additional suicide bomber in this room and a freaking phone ringing and an executioner right there. So I just found, I think, our other hostage. I think is in here. This suicide bomber may detonate. He's getting engaged right now. Oh my God. Phones and suicide bombers, guys. I'm going to back off of this. I'm going to pull rear security right there with Spartan. This bathroom's kind of terrifying me right now, so I'm going to stay on the wall right here. But I am going to flip it and watch this angle with Spartan. And kind of my next concern is this executioner. I think this executioner is moving to execute a hostage. I don't know which one. There could be a hostage in this room that I don't yet have eyes on. So to mitigate some of that risk, I'm going to slide here with Drummer and have Drummer try and take a long shot. He's going to have a brief moment to do it. These guys, they're going to have to go ahead and get in here and get to this hostage. The priority is obviously the suicide bomber. You want to talk about balls of steel, walking at a suicide bomber at 5 yards. There you go, bud. That's clearly the priority. Once that's done, this is clearly the priority. Then we're going to get cross coverage across the way. 2-man in this case is Fluffy. Fluffy's going to come in. He's going to watch this door because we know that there's a potential executioner right there. Also a potential additional hostage over here somewhere. 3-man in this case is Philly. Philly's going to come in, hold short. Right now, the only thing that matters is this suicide bomber dying, this executioner not killing everybody, and everyone over here holding their corners and their sectors of fire. Okay. Here we go, boys. I don't know that we're going to get there in time to stop that executioner unless Drummer makes a... Oh, there's an executioner right here, too. Jesus Christ, Minnow. Come on, buddy. Come on, Minnow. And there's a sniper right there. This dude looks like he's about to take a shot. I've got... Who is that? Can you make that shot, bud? You're going to have to kick this door. Oh, okay, this executioner does look like he's going to kill a hostage. He's just doing that executioner thing where he's standing right over somebody. There's a sniper right there. I'm telling Drummer to ignore that sniper and do what Drummer does, which is freaking clutch situations, long shots. So this is your time right now, Drummer. As an alternative, Drummer doesn't make that shot, I've got this door getting kicked open. This is the nature of hostage rescue, extremely chaotic. The idea is, you're incurring a ton of risk on behalf of your force, but you're mitigating the risk of the hostage. Right now I've got, these pretend digital dudes putting their lives at risk knowingly because the only way to save the lives of the hostage is to do reckless things that aren't necessarily doctrinally sound. We did manage to smoke that sniper, so that's a big win. Where is this hostage? There was not a hostage. I was really hoping we just found our 5th guy. Oh, man. Okay. So now the rooms that the hostages were in are clear. I've got 3 safe hostages here. I've got an additional here. Oh, man. I don't know, man. Because, now the question is, it's almost a moral, ethical decision. Do you rescue the people that you have and just get them out? Or do you start looking for that hostage that you haven't yet secured? And yeah, I mean, what can you do? I think I'm going to go ahead and I'll use Minnow. He's closest and he's not in use right now. Minnow can go ahead and get this hostage rescued. I'm going to send this buddy team. Oh, God. I've still got decent rear security. I'm going to use that buddy team to continue working this direction. We've seen a shit ton of suicide bombers. There we go. What's up there, bud? This is why security is so important, watching every single one of these doors. As I don't watch this one down here, but that's because he's pivoted to the poor recruit. Yeah. So I'm going to get this hostage rescued. I'm going to tell him to run out because I think he can get there safely. And then I think I'm going here. That seems to me to be the most logical place for the next hostage. The challenge here is it's a locked door, and this is kind of uncleared, and I've smoked a couple dudes coming out of that room. I think that's the next plausible circumstance, but like I was saying, I've seen so many damn suicide bombers that the risk just keeps growing and growing the longer we sit here. And if there's anyone else willing to detonate themselves anywhere in this compound, we're going to stumble into them eventually. Would you please kill him? Beach, change your mag, my dude. Whew. Whew, whew, whew.
Thank you. You're safe now.
All right, Peach is going to get that mag changed, and we'll pie off the rest of this. Hostage is safe. I'm going to tell him to get to the exit. These guys I'm going to have start doing reckless stuff. Maintaining rear security with Grover, sending the hostage out, pulling long on this door, standing by to breach this door. Over here, I got a fresh mag and a cleared bathroom. This is still uncleared. All right, there you go, fresh mag. I'm gonna start working down this hallway. Extremely, extremely dangerous here. I need to leave at least one with these hostages. Beej is injured. JR's good. Spartan's injured. Drummer's injured. Drummer's definitely coming with the crew. I'm gonna have him swap mags now. How you doing on ammo? 28 there, 17 here. I think I'm gonna leave you with the crew. So I'm centering up one security man with these hostages to keep them safe. I'm gonna take these other 3 and stand by to move them up here. All right, that one hostage did successfully make it out. Down here, I'm going to go explosive since we've been compromised. These explosive breaches could potentially harm people. That is true. I think the violence of action is worth the trade-off given the circumstances that we find ourselves in. I'm changing mags here on JR. You up, bud? 31, 28, 31. So we're topped off. I'm gonna have these guys move down this hallway in cross coverage. Typically, we wouldn't have to worry about it a whole lot because we've already cleared this, right? But in this case, we have not. You know, we've got elements that are not necessarily completely clear and secure behind us. Trying to see if I can get my dude. Yeah, there you go. An angle where he can see all these doors, and he can as long as he does it like that. Okay. Charge is set up here. I'm going to have these guys go to work. Back off. Back off. I'm going to leave one outside to maintain security on this door. I'm going to go ahead and blow this one. Put a bang in. Chase that bang in. Now we've got a short room for this bathroom over here. I'm going to put one here to kick, and I'm going to keep one deep in case there's a suicide bomber in it. Throw a bang over our buddy's shoulder to help support his clearance. Down here, cross coverage looks good. We'll go ahead and switch these guys, meaning that they're just going to take responsibility for opposite sectors. Bang goes off, he will enter. Alright, this is clear. Last structure is right here. We'll stage outside. So here's the challenging one. I have Spartan 1 that has to go long and fight this threshold. And I have 2 that have to maintain what they got. So Spartan 1's got that angle. I'm going to have to drop security here briefly to secure my breacher. Doors open. Take it. Hostage. Let's go, boys! All right, now we got to police up all the rest of these hostages. It's time to get the rest of these dudes out of here. These guys can start collapsing out. We're not even going to worry about clearing that last room. The mission was to save 5 hostages. We've got all 5 hostages accounted for. These dudes just need to get out of here. We'll maintain security on that as they move. We've still got external security with Grover over there. This hostage needs to get policed up.
Thank you. I won't forget this.
Hostage secured.
All right, and I'm going to leave 2 right here to maintain this threshold, this hallway. Send 1 back to get those 3 hostages on the run. So I've got dudes with all of my hostages now. And we're just bounding out.
Thank you.
Hostage secured.
Thank you.
You're safe now.
Thank you.
Hostage secured.
All right, the way this game works is if you don't kill all the bad guys, you can't get 3 stars. I'm choosing not to get 3 stars right now because I'm treating it like a traditional hostage rescue where I just want to get all of these guys out as fast as possible. Well, you do that is find them, get them out. We've accomplished that. Next thing we're going to do is try to get them out as best we can. So first thing here is to kind of post up in these known threat locations. I've got a couple free hands here. Safe space here is going to be the hallway. We've successfully bounded these dudes out now. And they'll maintain kind of external. So I'm just sending it 1 dude ahead, making sure everything is clear. Making sure I have rear security as well. Of course, because we didn't blow our way in here, I've got to breach my way out.
Hostage secured. Hostage secured.
Was that all 5 of my hostages? Do I have to kill everybody? Is that what you're telling me? Locate and rescue all 5 hostages. I think we did that. Did we do that? Am I missing a hostage somewhere? They all seem to be rescued. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, let's go kill some bad guys then, huh?
Alpha, go.
That's a bomber. This freaking game. Oh, it was a great run. And they're just trying to ruin it. I love it. Oh, I love it. Put a damn freaking suicide bomber in a bathroom again. Come on. Jesus, dude. What a fight. Awesome mission. Hella fun to play. 4 minutes, 39 seconds, 36 hostiles pacified, no hostages lost, 0 units lost. One of the best cold runs that we've done in quite some time. Let's go ahead and play it back. Appreciate you guys watching today. Hope you enjoyed this replay. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more stuff like this, and other badass tactical combat simulations and tactical games. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.